Well, there is no love lost here in Goldthorpe for Margaret Thatcher. It's 19 years since the village pit closed here, 23 years since she exited power. But the bitterness burns as fiercely as it ever did. Carried in a mock coffin, dumped on top of a sofa, with a floral tribute spelling out the word scab, the effigy of Margaret Thatcher today put to the flame.
Thatcher! Thatcher! Thatcher!
If anyone ever had any doubt about the depth of feeling here, these scenes played out on a scrap of wasteland behind a pub surely dispelled those. More than 1,000 people, ex-miners, trade unionists and locals began marching at 2 o'clock. Some had travelled from Hull, Sheffield, elsewhere in South Yorkshire. Why have you turned out today?
For my father's.
For my
late
father,
father's.
he's passed away. He striked throughout the miners' strike for 18 months. I remember tipping up my wage to him to make sure that they had something to live on. She absolutely ruined our community, ruined it.
No, I don't think it's disrespectful. And there's a lot of frivolity here today and everybody's on a high.
Tony Isles worked at the Goldthorpe pit for 15 years until it closed in 1994.
Time at strike, 2 young lads died, there were pickets died, and everybody's moaning about Thatcher and it's in bad taste. It probably is, which I agree, but people's bitter, I just think they'll be bitter forever.
The effigy in coffin was propped up outside a local pub where the landlady from a mining family had dressed the part.
What she did, there was no respect there. Where were her respect when they were on picket lines with children and everything, no food? So people haven't got no respect for her because she didn't have no respect for us.
Not everyone in the community had turned out, but even some of those too old or too frail to march had wanted to mark the day. 81-year-old May Coulson watched the marchers go by with her friend Mary.
My father were a miner, my husband were a miner, my son were a miner, my son-in-law were a miner. Oh, it's mining, because there was nothing else.
May, people perhaps might understand the depth of feeling, but is it disrespectful to have a protest like this on the day of her funeral?
No way. No way is it disrespectful. No way, no.
Why?
Because she divided Yorkshire. She divided this part from London. She divided us. There's no work here.
Elsewhere, at Allerton Bywater, a more sedate gathering. Former miners and their families got together at the town's mining memorial. But back in Goldthorpe, a fiery end to a day that, for right or wrong, few will forget. Well, those flames have gone out now, but we're joined just a few yards from where that fire took place by Kay Houghton. Kay, you're from a mining family, you're actually from Darfield, just a few miles away. That pit's gone, but your father, your brothers, your uncles, they were all miners. I bet you've never turned out on the day of somebody's funeral before, though, to make a protest. Why?
No, it wouldn't be dreamed of, would it? But we feel so strongly about it because at the end of the day, did Mrs Thatcher think anything of this community or any other community? No.
It still burns that deep. It's 23 years since she was in power.
Oh yeah, and I have to say, I instill it on my children what happened then. So they're all involved in everything.
And do you think they share your feelings, even though they probably didn't live through it?
Yeah, of course they do. And a lot of mining families' children do know what's gone off. You've only to look around the area itself, and all this money that was supposed to be put into area to rejuvenate, it's not happened. Look, you've only to look for yourselves. Okay,
thank you ever so much for sharing your thoughts tonight. It is blowing a gale here in Goldthorpe. These houses are actually going to be knocked down and redeveloped. £20 million has been invested of public money since 2006. But let's be honest, only an optimist would surely believe that there are easy solutions to the problems in these former mining communities in South Yorkshire.